Hello, fellow mutants. Hope this day is treating you well. Just an update video, the last before I prepare to release another Johnny Apocalypse episode, but I hope you'll find it interesting. A couple of weeks ago, I shared a video explaining why I chose a particular type of camper. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen that video yet. From, here it comes, Capri Campers, who make custom truck campers for both a bug-out option to my land in West Texas and as a mobile office. Really, the reasons were multifold, so if you'd like to hear them, I'll post a link to that video rather than list them out here. As they've worked on building my cowboy model camper, the Capri Campers team was kind enough to give me several behind-the-scenes photos showing progress on the build as it goes through their new assembly facility in Bluffdale, Texas. I did promise to share, so here are some of the photos, along with a couple of examples of how it might look when I go up to have it bolted down onto my F-150. It's scheduled to be completed next week, and I'll be driving up to Bluffdale, Texas for delivery shortly thereafter. But first, let me share a few photos of what it most likely looked like before the photos unique to my camper, since mine show you the aluminum skin already in place. Because it's worth noting that these are traditional wood-framed campers with insulation like you have in your home. I wanted to start out with this one first to give you an idea of what the skeleton looks like. This particular shot actually came from Truck Camper magazine, which did an excellent article on the manufacturing process. This particular style of building has been refined over 50 years by Capri Campers, so it's not an overnight outfit with some techie innovations that look cool in TikTok video but won't stand the test of time. That's not the kind of thing I was after. I've been around long enough to know that unnecessarily complicated things with lots of gadgets tend to break, especially when you have several moving mechanical parts made in China like electrical motors for an innovative multi-bunk system or some slide-out feature. The Capri Campers were originally made for men who work the rodeo circuit and to live out of as comfortably as possible in the back of a truck, not to win views from Toyota Tundra overlanding fans on Instagram. That's not to say this cowboy model doesn't have some neat tricks up its plaid sleeves or good off-road chops, especially since the new owners, the DeCostas, took ownership some years back. There have been some new features regularly added, making it even more friendly for off-grid adventure, and they even have a Toyota Tundra compatible or Tacoma compatible model now for those Instagram fans. And when you have it bolted to the rear, as I will, it's even better for where I'll be bumping around in the desert sometimes. Before I sound too much like a commercial, given that I haven't even taken delivery yet, onto the photos. Keep in mind it's still being built, so this is still just the work in progress. Onto the exterior. Capri lets you choose colored or chrome aluminum in strips to suit your taste. You could go all with one color if you wanted to, but I find that tends to add to a slab-sided look, so I chose to break up the lines with alternating colors that should work with my charcoal-colored F-150, which also has black, chrome, and red accents, at least in the FX4 sticker. One key reason is that I didn't want the camper to look like a camper that was added to my truck. I wanted it to look like part of the vehicle as much as possible for reasons that have to do with my neighborhood. I think it looks pretty good so far. I'm curious to see what the solar will look like mounted up top. Capri has offered to install a replacement backup camera kit I bought to work with the Ford factory backup camera. It's only a couple $100. So I'll be bringing that with me when I drive up. So onto the interior now. You can't see where the mattress will go yet, but it will run rather close to the sink, which will have another flip-up table right on the side of it. That said, I did ask to shave the bed down by a few inches to allow for more space to a 42-inch width, but it should still sleep 2 adults a bit snugly, and 1 child, along with the convertible benches on the side, opposite the sink, which convert into a desk. But it will still sleep 2 adults snugly, and 1 child could also sleep along the convertible benches on the side with a drop-down desk that turn into a bed. I've heard that people even will put a sleeping bag on the floor if they have another small child, so I might even try that. The sink will have an electric pump that is switched on when needed. The water tank is actually down up front, toward the front of the vehicle, and is filled via a port on the side of the camper. Having easy access to water is a big deal out in the desert. I will also have 2 Rotopax jerry can type water tanks in the rear exterior, but these are likely to be one of the last things they'll install. The microwave was sort of an impulse thing. I'm not sure how much I'll use it away from home, given that it needs an electrical hookup like the AC, but while parked, I'll be able to heat up instant coffee or other beverages easily while I'm working in my tiny mobile office to get away from the noise in my home. Right now, several items are still missing from the photos, but you can see the dual battery setup, bundling of cables, and where the rear-mounted air conditioner will go. The fan on the roof will also run off the battery power for a very long time, apparently, or so I'm told, and that's even without the extra battery I put in. And that'll be a lifesaver if I run low on generator juice out in the desert, since it can be recharged by the solar panel up top. I look forward to sharing all the features in a video after I pick up the camper. I realize this isn't my normal content, but thought you guys might be interested in this since it's tenuously survival related, I suppose, right? In between now and then, I do really owe you guys some more Copper and Johnny Apocalypseed content I have not forgotten. So, just to reassure you, I will be getting back on that. Well, that's all I have for today. Until next time, it's Copper Mutant, signing out.